Okay. There are a couple things I need to do before the next class. We need to kind of wrap this up. We only got yeah, okay. We're a little over time, but we started a little late. Because unlike most times, a lot of people came in late today. Okay. How are we going to find the coordinates of the points of intersection?
So try to make them equal to each other.
Okay. Okay, your points of intersection. Well, this point, x is approximately 2.2. Well, then what's the value of y? Okay? And at this point, this is the point where x is approximately negative 1.5. What's the value of y?
So then you just plug in x to the original
Yeah.
equation.
Well, if we plug, let's find this value of y, right? If we plug 2.2 in for x into either one of these functions, we'll get a value of y, right? Now, this is an approximate value where the intersection is. It could be off by 1/10 or so. Okay? So when I plug the approximate value in to this equation, I don't expect to get exactly the same value of y that I do here. If I plug the exact value in, 1/3 plus 4 squared of 7 over 6, I will get the same thing if I did the arithmetic correctly and solve it. Okay? So the exact solution will give me exactly the same two y values, and I have the exact point. The approximate solution, well, is close to the exact solution. Again, if I did my arithmetic correctly, it's always questionable, okay? So my two y values will be close together. If you plug your solutions in and they aren't close together, you plug your x in here and your x in here and they aren't close, you did something wrong. Okay? So I was going to do the 2.2, but the 1.5 is actually easier to evaluate exactly. So here I'm going to get this, okay? If x is negative 1.5, the first function gives me y equals what? Well, 1.5 squared, that's 3/2 squared. That's going to be 9/4. Times 2, that's 18/4. 3 times 1.5.
Isn't it negative 1.5?
I'm keeping my stuff in my head, so that's okay. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I said, isn't it negative 1.5?
Yeah, but I'm squaring it, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Now, negative 1.5
Yeah,
here is going to give me negative 9/2, right? Because it's 3 times negative 3/2. So what I have here, let's see, now I've lost it, I'll get it back. It's 18/4. Okay? And this is negative 9/2, which is negative 18/4. That's negative 7. So if I did that right, I got negative 7. Now, I'm not sure I kept all that in my head correctly. But let's see what the second function gives. Now, if I get something that's not pretty close to negative 7 for the second function, what's that tell me? It tells me either I made a mistake doing this or a mistake doing that. Well, I put in negative 1.5. That gives me negative 9/4 here. This gives me 7.5. That gives me 2, which is 9.5. That gives me 7.25. Negative. Uh-oh, no it doesn't. Yes it does. No it doesn't. Yes it does. I think it gives me negative 7.25. That's close close enough for the approximate solution. So this point then is approximately I'm going to say negative 1.5. Well, negative 7.1 is between negative 7 and negative 7.25, so I'm going to say that. Okay? So, we plug the 2.2 in and calculate that. The two values ought to agree pretty well, and if they do, then we have a pretty close solution. As I said, if we'd gone through all the agony of using this solution, squaring it, and calculating everything, we would have had exact solutions.